Hey BiggerPockets family, my name is Mihir. I've been investing in real estate for a little over 3 years now, apart from doing my W2 job, which is electrical engineer. I'm originally from India. I moved to the US about 10 years ago. And in the span of 3 years of investing in real estate, I've accumulated 46 stores. Today we're going to talk about my newest flip acquisition that I bought in November last year. It's a total wreck right now, but I'm excited to show you. So let's go talk about it. So I got this deal through direct seller marketing. I sent out a mailer piece to the seller. And within a couple of weeks, the seller actually got back to me and gave me a call. So we set up an appointment to meet at this property. The walkthrough roughly took about 2 to 2.5 hours to get the inspection done and identify all the rehab components of it. We were able to put the numbers together and make an offer. The purchase price for this is $70,000. The rehab numbers for this turned out to be $42,000. The market value for this is $172,000. My exit strategy for this is a flip. And in case the flip doesn't work out, the numbers are so great that it actually also works as a burr. The good thing about doing MLS deals is mostly these are vetted out and they're pretty easy to tackle. But the fun part about doing off-market deals is you almost have to expect that there's a ton of surprises. And this deal is no different. So while I got it under contract and the title work was getting done, I find out the seller had about $4,000 worth of liens on it. So that was a bit of a challenge and a surprise. But luckily, the deal and the numbers were so good that I was able to factor those numbers in and match their expectation and demand of meeting the 4K. So even though I came up with the 4K out of my pocket, the numbers still worked for it to be a burr and a flip. And once we closed on this property, the next big issue was actually dealing with the contractors. As soon as I kicked off the project, one of the contractors bailed and he actually never showed up to work. And that's where the BiggerPockets community actually chipped in. And I tapped into my friend network and got recommendations for alternative contractor, and they came in and saved the day. My initial rehab strategy was to finish these beautiful hardwood floors because I'm a big fan of those. But unfortunately, what I found out is most of these hardwood floors have holes throughout, and this is pretty much a theme throughout the house. So this was pretty much a bummer to me, but as goes with real estate investing, you kind of have to roll with the punches. So now the new plan is to actually put a carpet on top of it. Welcome to my creepy basement. But guess what? It's not creepy anymore. The walls are opened up and now it's a family-friendly, cool place. Designing for a house is not really my strong suit, so I opened up Pinterest and I was going through all the designs that it had to offer, and I came across this dark blue and then butcher block for kitchen design, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And for today's shoot, I'm dressed to match.
All right, Mihir, I'm so thankful that you got to tell us the story. This is an incredible project, an incredible house. 3 years, 46 stores, that's an amazing feat. I'm sure you learned a lot in that time. Give me that advice summed into 3 pieces for the new investor.
Sure. The first one I'd say is definitely be obsessed. If you're not obsessed about it, you're not going to take action. This happened with me. I lurked around the BiggerPockets forums for a little over 9 months, running a lot of numbers, looking for a perfect deal. But until I was obsessed, I was not able to pull the trigger. The second one was conquering fear. So I wrote down everything that I was afraid of. So hey, if tenants are going to sue me, how am I going to buy real estate? Or if the house is going to burn down, why should I get into it? So once I started writing down all these fears, I wrote down how do I hedge against that. So for example, if the house burns down, just get enough coverage. If I'm not good at managing people, then hire a professional property manager. So you have all these different fears. So all you have to do is write them down and then figure out a logical way to explain or hedge that fear. And the last one is it's about people. I've had several investor connections that are now part of my family. So the investors that have been on this podcast before, like Sunita, she was there for me when I was going through some personal issues. Bayou, he's always down to get whiskey with me. Nick, he was nice enough to actually send me, fruits. So whenever I was going through a personal issue, these are more than just investors. And then they're not just sharing their contractor contacts, but they've always been there for me personally. So that's the biggest takeaway from this. It's not just about houses, it's about people.
That's awesome, dude. That's good advice. Be obsessed. I love that. Thank you so much. This is great.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is like a chalk outline of a dead piece of trim.